Hi there, my name's Chris Williams. I'm from UK. My town is Guildford, County Surrey. Although it's about 2.5 hours away, sort of relatively speaking, it's quite very similar than a lot of the other students who be here to where I live. Some of the shops, restaurants, the general feel of the place, that it's a town, but it's not too far from the countryside either. Very nice place to be. I'm studying business management with industrial experience. I think the best way to probably start the module is kind of through the concept of the triple bottom line, which is through balancing the needs of people, as well as the growing need for environment and sustainability, as well as the old desire for profit. And I think it's quite good. It's sort of that old saying that management's an art, not a science, is certainly the key thing you get behind this module, and it kind of links quite nicely into all the other modules, which is a nice thing, and it's kind of synoptic in that, and you can apply it to very relevant for future managers, just getting that balance, doing all those three things. Different to school, I think, yes, I think it is. The way, the amount of the standard of academic research needed and the amount of resources you have to use, and being very specific with that. In terms of having to use the library, electronic journals, it's quite a step up, but it's challenging, and that's quite nice in that way, so it keeps you on your toes. In terms of skills are developed, it's really useful in terms of communication, communicating with different cultures and learning about them. It's really interesting. That kind of mirrors the global focus of the module. I'm sure that's why they do these group work tasks. In terms of that's really been enjoyable. And also, again, getting insight into what you need to do to research to get a high academic standard. Meeting new people is always really nice. In terms of using technology, it's not much more sort of learned a lot from other colleagues and stuff, but that's quite it's quite interesting. Again, it's a massive step up from the amount of technology you use at school as to what you use here in terms of having to use ELE the whole time for you checking your emails and also academic resources. There's a massive step up, and having to share group work. It's really quite. You think it might be quite easy, but it's actually quite difficult to share.
Was that using Google Docs?
Yeah, using Google. Actually, Google Docs actually sort of mucked up the format of our work, so we end up using Dropbox.
All right.
Which is, again, all those collaborative sharing tools, a really interesting way to work. So rather than having multiple copies or anything like that, that's really handy to use. So they don't necessarily tell you how to do it, but they encourage you to think outside the box, which is quite nice.
Cool.
In terms of what I enjoyed most about the module, I just quite like the global focus and the way it's sort of preparing you for. I think it's quite effective in preparing you for what management's going to be like in terms of all the different things you need to consider in terms of the people, the structure, the way you run the business, growing concerns about environmental concerns and sustainability, and and how it can link in with always be linked in with other modules in terms of always having to balance all those different needs of people, environment, and profits. We go probably tying quite well with accounting. You probably get a reasonably interesting dissertation if you compared those to put the two together. And and it's been nice working with different people from different countries and cultures.
Cool. One thing, when you're arranging your group meetings, do you prefer to do it face to face? Or was there like a conflict of timetables and things where you had to sort of arrange it online or something?
In terms of arranging meetings, we generally try, when we saw each other at these kind of tutorials, we used to try and set out meeting times as and when we saw each other, and we'd always constantly try and arrange meetings as we saw each other, but often for different people they forgot, or basically just kept confirming it by email.
Yeah.
Wasn't always responded to, so I wasn't always sure whether they got it, but sometimes the message got through, sometimes it didn't.
Yeah.
It's difficult, because even with technology, even if you are sending someone a text or calling them, it's going to be difficult to arrange.
What about Facebook? Do you ever use that for?
No, we didn't actually use Facebook. No, that's a good point. Maybe that is something to be used. Obviously everyone's on it, so most people are on it. So mainly start to word of mouth. Call me slightly old-fashioned in that way, but mainly, and then just confirming things by email and text and calling each other. People call each other if they're really uncertain.
Yeah.
Cheers.
Wicked.